I'm working on dying.
I'm working on me. I'm working on me. I'm working on me. I'm working on me.
I'm working on me. I'm working on me. I'm working on me. I'm working on me. You should work on yourself, cause lately I've been working on me.
What's going on, everyone? We're back here for our second episode. By the time you're watching this is our second episode. My second episode. Why am I saying our? My second episode. Like always, I want to say thank you to everyone who's able to join, able to watch. It means the world to me being able to support me. This has been a dream of mine. Like I said in the last episode, this has been a dream of mine that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And thank you to all of the people that support me, whether it be liking my posts, watching the video, or even coming on the show like I have a guest here today. One of my biggest supporters here is helping me today. But before we get into that, it's gonna be a good episode today. I feel like this is gonna be one of the best for sure by far. But I just kind of want to, like always, I want to shout out my social medias. I want to shout out my Instagram at Hanzy, should be popping up on the screen, and in my podcast Instagram, Jayden Hanzy Talks. So I just want, I'm not begging you to follow me, but if you would like to follow me on social media, that's where you can find me. So sorry I'm talking fast. I'm just super excited to get into this episode because today we have our first guest on the podcast, on the Jayden Hanzy podcast, and I can't wait to introduce him. Now, a little backstory on how I met this man. Like I said, I'm a freshman here at San Diego State, and probably one of my first time being here, one of the first black people on campus that I met was a man that goes by the name of Fraol. Now, I don't even know how we start talking about the stuff that we talk about half the time, but I tell you, sometimes we've had some crazy conversations, so it was a no-brainer when I was making this podcast that he had to be the first guest. So I want to bring in one of my good friends here on campus, Fraol. You could come into the camera right now, and we're going to introduce you, and then we're going to get into the topics. So you can just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you come from, okay. What's your name, your social media, shout out everything.
First of all, you trying to bring the tears, man.
Man, you know I gotta show love, man. You know you support me. He's the reason why we in this building right now, because I was looking for a place to film this podcast on campus, and I couldn't even find one. But thanks to him, you guys are witnessing this great content. Excuse me. So just let us know a little bit about yourself, where you come from, all that, Instagram, major, all that, what you got going on.
It's like first day of class introduction.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Little icebreaker.
My name is Fraol.
Yep.
Kinesiology major, pre-physical therapy, third year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Oakland, California. But
Oakland, the Bay Area. He's lucky he's even on here, because all my people, all my LA natives, you know me, LA is where it's at. We don't really hear nothing from the Bay, but he's an exception.
Y'all
so
gonna hear a lot from me.
The Bay, we ain't even gonna get into that. We ain't even gonna get into how Los Angeles is way better than the Bay Area, but carry on.
Okay, you don't do that.
We don't even want to get into that. We don't got to get into that. What's understood don't got to be explained. We don't even got to get into that.
Okay, so yeah, Oakland, but originally from Ethiopia. Even though I was born in America, background is 100% Ethiopian. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
my claim.
Yes, sir.
To me. And yeah, man, I'm just living life. I'm just enjoying. I'm glad to be here. I feel honored to be here on the first guest episode. So
thank you. Yes. So before we get super deep into it, I wanted to kind of touch on since we're both students, I wanted to touch on your major. You said kinesiology, right?
Yeah, kinesiology.
What's your plans on doing with that? Right. That's kinesiology is like sports medicine, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's basically like the study of how the body moves and its mechanics. Mm-hmm. What I was originally planning to do with it was either to go into sports medicine or physical therapy, because I'm on the pre-physical therapy track. But now, you know, when you go through life, things start changing, especially in college.
Yeah.
You start getting different interests. You start being like, okay, I don't even want to do this anymore. Like, this is, because, you know, as a person, you now and you 5 years later is going to be totally different.
Nah, for real.
So,
definitely. I'm a living testament to that. Yeah.
For sure. So now I don't know what I'm going to do with it. It's pretty late to change my major, so I'm just going to thug it out. But
would you say you have like any passions when it comes to, it doesn't have to be even anything school related. It's just like anything that you like to do outside of everyday life, you know?
Bro, outside of everyday life, bro, I just like life itself.
Yeah, nah, for real. That's facts. That's
If
facts.
it was up to me, bro, if money wasn't a problem, I would just be living. Like I would be hanging out with my homies. I would be spending time with family. Like playing soccer. I love playing
soccer. Yes, that's one thing I know. I forgot you play soccer. I'm not really a soccer person. I was the other football type person. But soccer. Yeah, that's definitely one thing I noticed about you. What else? What else you got? Like music. Bro, what else?
I love music, bro. Like listening to it, talking about it. I'm like me and the homies be freestyling. Like, sometimes we be gassing too. Like so I might.
We gonna have to get. Yeah, we gonna. I can't rap, but I hop in the studio though. I got it. You know that.
If I'm your first guest, you gotta be my first feature.
Okay, for sure. Man, a feature with me would be the worst song you ever heard in your life. I promise you. I know how to pick music, but making music I can't. But we ain't even gonna get into that. So I kind of, now that we know a little bit about yourself, once again, shout out your social medias for anyone: Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. If you do that, Facebook, MySpace, anything, you can just shout that out real quick.
So first and foremost, MySpace. No, I'm playing.
What's your kick, bro? What's your kick? You don't be on kick no more?
It was, bro. My kick was. I don't remember, bro.
You know, I never even had kick, bro. No, I was a bopper when kick came out. Like, I was a little kid, so my body even let me have kick, but I didn't miss out on much because clearly kick's not where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Kick, I said we bring kick back. Why do I gotta DM? Let's just talk on kick. You know what I'm saying? You can't get caught up on kick.
No, because in kick, like. It's two things that was great about Kick. One, the profile picture. You could see who you talking to.
Yeah,
like, it's not like iMessage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Two, what was the second? Oh, for some reason, on Kick, everybody was just on go. Like, I don't know what it was. You would slide them DMs and be like, what's your kick? Bow. If you give me the kick, it's over from there. Like, seventh
That's
grade,
funny. Bro, you was in 7th grade. I was in like 4th. Dang, I was in like 4th or 5th. I remember I was in Element. That's crazy. Time flies, but getting back to your actual social medias.
My actual social media. Damn, we got off track quick.
I know, man. This man right here, man, we just start talking about anything. I wish y'all could hear some of. We gonna try and replicate some of those conversations, but some of the conversations I've had with him, boy, I tell you, we ain't gonna talk about that. But yeah, get into your social medias. I'm gonna have it on screen, probably like somewhere right there on you, so that they can know that it's you.
Instagram, FRAOLYAD, Fraol, and then Snapchat, the same thing. So yeah, Twitter.
Is that your last name?
Yeah, my last name is Oliad and my first name is Fraol, so I kind of combined them both.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
The OL and the OL. So.
Didn't know that. You learn something new every day. I didn't even know that. But yeah, that's all the social medias you want to shout out?
Yeah, Twitter, if you find me, you find me. I'm not going to
Twitter, a different story. Twitter, you don't want to, you got to be careful on that. All right, so now just getting into it, now that we got all the housekeeping out of the way. Now, clearly the people watching this, you can tell that it's two black men, right? So, and you mentioned a little bit earlier that you were from the Bay, from just Northern California. That's what we're gonna call it. We're not gonna call it the Bay. You guys don't get a nickname. We're calling it Northern Cal. You're from Northern California, right? But you mentioned that you have a lot of family in Ethiopia, and just in Africa. So I really just want to start off, like, what's that like for you? What does like Ethiopia, mean to you? What does actual African culture mean to you?
It's a deep question because, like I said, I was born here, but my family is from there.
Yeah.
So growing up was nothing but confusing, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know if I'm Ethiopian. I don't know if I'm black. I don't know if I'm American. I'm just Fraol. Like, that's what I came to the conclusion now. Like, I'm just Fraol. But I take little things from everywhere. So I take little things from the values my parents taught me, little things from things I learned, like with the people I grew up around, like Americans, right? So that just kind of built who I am. But in terms of being from Ethiopia, I think it's truly like a privilege and like a blessing to, like, cause shit going crazy over here in America.
Yeah.
Like, when it comes down to it, they're going to war.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Go back.
It's crazy. And Africa, they usually stay out the way when it comes to stuff like that. So I'm sure it's way safer over there. But I know they have a lot of civil wars, right?
In my country.
Yeah. As if you get past some civil wars and I'd rather be in a civil war than a world war, though, personally. Because I feel like it's a lot of casualties in world wars. That's a hard word for me to say, world wars. But like in civil wars, it's like, I don't know. Let's not even talk about that. God bless all the people who have lost their life and who are in that every day. I pray for you guys. Pray that you guys can make it out and that we can all achieve world peace one day. But yeah, just getting back to it. Now I know you're the same way, but I want to mention this. I have a lot of friends, a lot of ethnically different friends. I have very diverse friends, but on this campus, I believe it's 4% black where we met. Obviously on campus, 4% black people. What is life like for you on a predominantly white campus? Like, what is that like for you? I'll mention what it's like about for me, but what is it like for you?
Okay. First of all, I just want to say that you're 100% right for 4%, but what people don't take into consideration is the fact that a huge majority of that 4% are student athletes.
Yeah,
they're like
that's
totally
facts.
Different community.
That's facts. That's almost like celebrities on campus. You can't even reach them. You gotta just know them, or you can't even reach them. But yeah, continue on.
Right, but being a black man on campus, I think it's a conversation that we have a lot within the black community here. But for me, I kind of don't look at it too serious because the way I see it is like, what's the difference between being a black man on campus and being a black man outside?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, nah.
Like
I get
being
you.
a black man at the grocery store, I'm the same black man. You feel me?
Right.
The way I get looked at like I'm about to steal something is the way I get looked at like I'm cheating on a test.
Yeah.
Which I might sometimes be, but that's not the point.
Nah,
You know
definitely.
what I'm
It's just they judging you by just because of the color of your skin. Nah, definitely.
So what you think?
I think I agree with you. I actually agree with you. I think just being black, I don't think it should be like that to where we have to have labels on us just because our skin color is something we can't control. But I agree with you. Like, I'm a black man, no matter if I'm in a place around all black people, no matter what, I feel like I'm just the same black man. I understand that I get looked at a certain way and that I can't do everything that the next person may be able to do. But I try and just, being black on campus, I don't want to give in to the stereotypes that we're just doing stuff to get by. We're just trying to cheat, even though I might cheat sometimes too. Cause man, these exams, bro, them exams get wicked. But we ain't gonna talk about that either. But like, I just try and break a lot of the barriers that people already have in their minds about us. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm able to make friends so easily outside of my culture and race, and I'm able to connect with people inside my culture and race too. Just pretty much, man, you just gotta, I think being yourself is the biggest thing. You don't know, even if you're black, white, Mexican, no matter what you are, I think being yourself is the biggest thing, because if you can't stereotype yourself. If that makes sense. You can stereotype a skin color, but you can't stereotype me, because there's only one me. And
that went over everybody's head.
so
listen to what he just said.
Yeah, but that's basically how I feel about that.
I got a question for you though.
Yeah.
So for me, I lived in South Campus, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was some black people there, but you live in the honors college, and the honors college floor. So tell me about, look, you the only you and your roommate, right? The only black dudes on the floor. Bro. Tell me what that life is like. Do you have any like crazy stories of encountering like some sort of ignorance?
So like he said, for those that don't attend San Diego State that are watching this, when he was a freshman, he lived in a dorm that you wasn't really that many black people in your dorm either, right?
It was not bad. Like considering the percentage of black people at the school, I think we had a good amount.
Okay, yeah. So for me, like he said, I didn't even mention this to a lot of the people that know me, know that this about me, but in school, I did really well in high school, so thankfully I was able to make it into the honors college on campus. For those that know, I was a very good student, still am. Pat on my back, you know what I'm saying? But I was able to make it into the honors college, right? And like I said earlier, it's a predominantly white school, so it's not really that many people like us, and it's not that many people like me that, unfortunately, and I hate that it's this way, but there's not many black people in the honors college at our school. So what the honors college means for us, obviously, is different from just I'm a different student than just regular students, not to like toot my own horn, but it's all the honors students live in one dorm. It's 3 floors, and all the honors students live in one floor. So I'm on the 4th floor in my building, right? So I have a friend of mine, a buddy of mine, who went to high school with me. His name's Ashton. Shout out to him if he's watching this. But him and we actually aren't roommates, but we are the only black people on the floor. Pretty much, we're the only black people on the floor. So getting into your question, I've had a great experience with the white people, just the diverse people on my floor, because I think part of that is my reason, and then a part of that is their fault too, because I feel like I'm a person that meshes with people very well, you know what I'm saying, no matter your race, because I came into it not looking at, oh, I'm the only black person. I came into it looking at they're humans, I'm humans, we're both in the honors college, so we might as well be friends, we might as well get to know each other. And like those people I are some of the funniest people actually like I've ever met. Like we just are dying laughing all the time, and it's like it's a good experience. Now, not everyone can say that, obviously, but that's the world. Like not everything's the same for everybody. But just personally, I've had a good experience. Now, I wouldn't trade my experience for the world. Of course, it would be fun to live with more people that look like me, but that's not always the case. That's not the world. When you think in that mindset, I feel like that's kind of a fixed mindset and not a growth mindset, because you're not going to always be around the same person, because then you get stagnant. And when you get in a position where you're not around those people, then you start to just you can only understand your culture. So that's one thing that I'm grateful for at this school, that I have diversity, so I can learn more about other people and learn about where they came from and teach them about where I came from. So that's pretty much how I answer that. I got a question about you now, moving on kind of from the race part of the school. How is like school for you as a whole? Like, cause I know, man, I'm a freshman and I'm already sick and tired of school. I'm tired of my general education classes. I'm ready to get my major and get up out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to be done. But what are your thoughts like on school as a student? But before you answer that, this is actually it just hit my mind. I didn't even have this written down, but I've been thinking, this has been something I've just been thinking about since quarantine started in 2020. Do you think there's a point in school? I feel like, now before you talk about it, I feel like there's a point, but a lot of students miss the point of school. Now, the stuff that I may learn in my history class, that's not gonna help me in life. Obviously, that's good. It's good to know, but it's not gonna help me in life. But I feel like the most important thing about school is learning the process of being a student, because in life we're all students. We're basically learning about life, how to live our lives. We're all students. So I feel like a lot of students miss that. A lot of students think that if they don't get an A, it's end all be all. But in reality, it's learning to fail. It's learning to succeed. Sometimes it's learning to kind of cheat. Cause I feel like sometimes you gotta cheat in life, but even though it's not good, sometimes you gotta cheat. But it's learning just to be a student. So I want to hear what's your thoughts. What do you think the benefits and negatives of school are?
I feel like over the course of these last 3 years, low-key even like a couple of years in high school, I learned that school is it's obviously, I mean, it's not obvious for everyone, but for me, I feel like I could see it as a system. And like filtering people to work for them.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like school is what taught me that. School taught me that school isn't necessary.
Yeah.
But what it also taught me is about life. So it taught me how to actually be successful.
Right.
Like once you see that that's what it really is, it's like, damn, what am I gonna do about it? So you gotta step outside and do something with yourself that doesn't force yourself to like be a part of a system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like actually do what you want to do. Like I never would have thought that that's even a possibility until I got to school and saw that that's the opposite of what I'm doing. And I'm paying, like it's like I'm paying to be a part of a system,
paying to be programmed.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's crazy though.
It's a business. It's a business at the end of the day. I like that word system you use, because I feel like that's pretty much all it is that they make money off of us, but they're also, like you said, programming us to become one way. But I feel like the good learners, like I consider myself, and I know you as well, just talking with you, that we're learning what we need to learn, quote unquote, by their curriculum, but I think we're also taking the gist of what we're supposed to be learning, not the actual evidence, not the actual information, but we're taking the process and we're applying it to when we're actual men and we're actually on our own and in this real world, that we can apply that and be successful. So I like how you said that. Do you got any more comments about that?
I mean, I 100% agree with you. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, my bad. I had to mention that, because system is a great word to use, because that's at the end of the day, that's what it is a system. And a lot of people fall victim to the system and then become programmed in the system, but it's up to us to branch out from the system and then become our own selves.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
But if you got any more about that, I know. I'm sorry. I get passionate about this stuff.
Good. Like I just had one thing that I wanted to say. It was in my head, and then when I started listening to you, be like, I started feeling like, I forgot. But if it comes back to me,
you good. If it comes back, you could definitely let me know. So the next topic about like school related at least, and then we're gonna kind of get away from school because nobody want to talk about school. We are at school every day.
And I'm not feeling
nobody want to talk about school all day.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you, on campus, this doesn't even really have to be about school. It could just be about anything on campus. Do you have any regrets being on campus so far? Me personally, I don't have no regrets because I'm still new here. Like, I'm still working, still trying to see. But do you have any regrets in your 3 years?
There have been, not at all. I've made a lot of mistakes though.
Yeah.
And I don't regret them.
No, that's.
And this is what I was gonna say before. It ties into your question. Just reminded me. School just taught me like all the little things, like you said, like about life that you need to learn. So if I didn't do all these mistakes, I wouldn't have learned. And those are the biggest lessons that I'm taking away from school, other than the information on paper. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's what I'm paying for, bro. And that's what my dad told me, because I remember it got to a point where I wanted to drop out. I'm like, why am I paying for this? Da, 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 da. And my dad said, you're not paying to learn what's on the books, like what's in the books. You could go on YouTube and find that. You paying for this thing that you're struggling with right now is what you're paying for to break through that. You know what I'm saying? So that's
Hey,
dope,
man,
bro.
I'm saying, I told y'all these conversations, man. Y'all not thinking like that. Y'all thinking, oh, my mom's making me go to school, but no, you're learning how to fail. You're learning how to bounce back from your failure. He's not lying. I promise you, he's not lying.
And it gets to a point where a challenge, bro, is like the most beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I love being busy. I love being challenged. I love failing. Even though I don't love failing, but I like my higher self loves failing because it's working. That means it's working. That means I'm actually living life if I'm failing.
And it means that this you now is gonna be put behind because it's gonna be an elevated you. If the more challenges is like the more growth. That's how I look at it. Like that's like saying I see checks and I see more money. More challenges is more growth. You feel me? So I love it. That's why I love school now.
Yeah,
that's why
definitely.
I don't love class. I love school.
Yeah, I love the meaning of it. Yeah. But you saying that kind of, I think about this a lot. I think the most beautiful thing about life is that you could have the worst day today. When you wake up tomorrow, it's a new day. So it's always the past. That's the most beautiful thing about life, is that no matter how many times you fail, you always get a second chance until you're dead. You know, and even when you're dead, hopefully you get a second chance too. I don't know much about the afterlife. I have my hopes and beliefs, but you always get a second chance. So that's dope for real. I hope y'all was paying attention to that, because that's crazy. So kind of transitioning, I mentioned about my higher self.
Yeah.
Now that's something that's extremely important to me. As of late, I've been getting into that, talking about my spiritual self. I'm very, very religious. I'm a Christian man. Very religious, but I believe it's also important to be spiritual as well, to know how the body is, the power of your mind, the power of your soul. So what I want to ask you, what is your thoughts, even though it's a broad question, what is your thoughts about spirituality? Man. Not religion, spirituality.
Okay.
Yeah, we can get into religion though.
Both of them confused.
Yeah, we can get into religion.
Bro, spirituality is the most overlooked thing in the world, in my opinion, because it's literally the tool to life and how to live life and be happy. And it goes into what's the purpose of life. And being able to achieve that, you can't do it intentionally without being spiritually in tune. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it also goes into the mind and the body as well. And like, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
It's a 3-piece thing. So a lot of people have the body, they don't really have the mind, because mental health these days is crazy.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard too. It's hard.
Yeah. They definitely don't have the spiritual connection to like their own spirit. Also, another thing, I just have to get this off my chest. Like, I don't like the social media spirituality with like two.
No, we gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. The social media aspect, because okay, just let's get into it really briefly, because that kind of goes into spirituality. Yeah. Now, if you look at my Instagram, in my bio of my Instagram, it says my bio is erase your socials. Bro,
now, one thing real quick.
Yeah, say it. Say it.
I was looking earlier, for something like to inspire me about a conversation we about to have today. And I looked in your bio and I said that I was gonna ask you what you meant by that.
Oh, okay. That's a so great question, because those 3 words is low key like my favorite 3 words in the world. Because so one, now for those that know, the song, the 3 words "Erase Your Socials" is a song by Lil Uzi Vert. That's my favorite song by my favorite artist. That's my favorite song, right? But it kind of like that phrase resonated with me. Because even though in the song he was talking about like typical rap things, he was mentioning about how like all of this social media stuff is just like, it's kind of no point. It's like, where is the real life connection? This like my Instagram doesn't mean anything. But like basically to answer your question, erase your socials is kind of something that I live by. Like, forget social media, forget all of this materialistic stuff. Is about like what you want to do with yourself, like yourself, your actual soul. If I take these clothes off, if I take these clothes off, put my phone down, and it's just me, I don't have any materialistic things on me. I don't have anything. I'm not trying to impress anybody. I'm just myself, and I can only be myself. So that's basically what I meant by erase your socials. I really love the song, but I also really love what it stands for too. But getting into social media, like I mentioned earlier, I want to hear your opinion too. But I feel like social media is, even though it's a tool that I don't think you can overlook, it's a very important tool. I think social media is one of the stupidest things that we have as a world, in our world, because it really just creates people wanting to look good, wanting to flex, wanting to show off something that they just bought, wanting to brag about their life when it's not really like that in real life, you know? Yeah. It's not always peaches and cream. It's sometimes you got to go through hard stuff. Sometimes you don't have the money to buy designer. Yeah. Sometimes you just like got to actually live. So I want to hear what you think about what social media and how it's tearing down our people and really our youth too. How's that tearing us down?
Bro, it's crazy because like we know, like we're aware of this, right? And both of us are like pretty spiritually in tune people. And so we know the damage it does to us. Yeah. And however we still use it.
Yeah.
I
no,
still
for sure.
Post my hits, right? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, definitely.
So I don't know. Like I think social media cleanses, like social media breaks are very important.
Yes.
Get back to who you really are. Like, go outside, bro. Just go outside.
Go outside. It's beautiful.
We're in San Diego.
We're in California. It's beautiful. It's palm trees everywhere. It's beautiful.
Yeah, bro. But nah, it's definitely it's a very toxic platform. All of them are toxic platforms. But we just live in a generation where we have such short attention spans that we need to be scrolling on something.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yeah, like we can't talk to people. That's why I like Jayden, bro, because the first day I met him, we started talking for too long for no reason. You know
I don't even remember that. I was meeting so many people just talking to whoever would listen, but tell me.
Bro, we was talking for a long time about things that don't even matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how life should be. I feel like that's how our parents and our grandparents' generations were brought up.
Right.
They didn't have all these little gadgets and devices and you know what I'm saying? So that's how you really learn. That's how you learn about, bro, life in general. Like every conversation you have, I feel like you take something from them. There's a lot of things I learned from Jayden, even though he's younger than me. There's probably some things he learned from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? We're not old wise men, but we know stuff because we live stuff. So I think social media is toxic.
Yeah,
I'm gonna still use it though.
Yeah, it serves its purpose, but I feel like you gotta know what you're getting into. It's like school. Like, school can sometimes it can be toxic. It can hurt your pockets, but you just gotta know what you're getting into. You know what I mean? I think that's important. Okay, but getting back into spirituality, we kind of both went on a little tangent. 100%. I don't think you answered it. What does spirituality mean to you? Because we had started talking about.
See, when I hear my bad. When I hear the word
you're good. You're good. That's what makes this podcast gonna be great. Yeah, conversations like this.
It's already great, bro. He already manifested it. Like y'all just gonna watch it happen.
Yes,
like,
trying.
I'm just glad I'm here.
Yeah.
When y'all go look at when he had 1 million subs in the first couple videos, Fraol was there.
Hopefully if that's God's plan, that's His plan. You know we're gonna be working towards it though, no matter what. But you got the floor.
So what does it mean to me?
Yeah.
Damn.
Just anything.
Bro, spirituality, literally, to me, it is life itself. It's the understanding of who you are. And when I say you, I don't mean Jayden. I don't mean Fraol. I mean who you are. Yeah. A lot of people don't understand who that is. Yeah. Like, I just want to drop a little game for him real quick.
Nah, yeah, drop it.
Okay.
Drop it.
Imagine you have an Xbox, right? You playing 2K. You got the little avatar, the character, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the person.
Mm-hmm.
But who's there
Controlling
controlling
it.
it?
Yeah.
It's in a different dimension. Like, that's a screen. They're in a screen. It's a body in the
it's like
screen.
a game
but
where we're in the game. Yeah.
you
I see what he did there. I see what he did. Man, I'm telling you.
People don't understand.
That might fly over your head, but it's like we're in the game.
Controller.
Oh yeah, controller. Yeah, life is like a game, and then you gotta know how to control a controller. Pretty much, that's pretty much what it's like.
Yeah.
Getting into more about spirituality. This is something I've kind of been tapping into about spirituality. What I think is the biggest thing about spirituality. How you feel about energy, chakras, all of that? What's energy? What does energy mean to you?
Energy is everything. It's everything.
It's everything.
Our spirits, our energy. Like, if we go deep into it, not yet. We're not gonna do that yet.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
everything. Okay, I think since you are energy, you attract what you are.
Mm-hmm.
You attract what you think. You are what you think.
Yeah, definitely.
And what you think is a product of your environment.
Yeah.
It's a product of what you create.
Facts.
So it's a product of your actions, which is why you have the power to change that.
Yeah.
So really, the understanding of spirituality gives you all the tools to create the life that you want.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And this kind of goes into, like, because some people have the opinion that, okay, if you have that type of power, what's the difference between you and God? Are you your own God? So this is what I wanted to ask you. What do you think the connection is between spirituality and religion?
Good question. That was actually going to tie into my next question for him, which was about religion. But the connection, I think the two have. Ooh, I just spit. That was sorry, my bad. That was terrible. But the connection, I think the two have, I think is super connected, because I think the thing that God has planned out for us is like, it's a test for all of us. It's a test when bad stuff comes our way. Like he said about the game, it's just all a game. It's like stuff's gonna come your way. You're gonna have to go on missions. You're gonna have to pass those missions. You're gonna fail the mission. You're gonna keep trying. I think that's what God sent out to us. And I truly, honestly, I feel God in me. I feel like there's two me's. I feel like there's my human me, and then there's my conscious, which I think is backed up. Like, that's God. That's the right person talking to me. That's the higher up talking to me through me. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I think when it comes to spirituality, I think that God created energy. Like, I like what you said about you are what you think, because that's 100% facts. Like, before I started to have this mindset that you are what you think, like, I used to have bad attitudes. I used to be shy. I used to go through phases, but now I'm usually always happy, despite if something's bad going on at home, or if I'm busy, I'm always happy, because I know that my mind controls everything around me. And despite what's trying to get into my mind, if I keep my mind tunnel vision, then it doesn't matter what's trying to get into my mind, because God has me, and my higher self has me. So get to what do they all mean together? I feel like they flow together perfectly. It's kind of like hard to explain. But, well, no, actually, it's not hard to explain, because it's basically, I feel like our spirituality, our energy is God. I feel like God is the energy within us. It's the person that's telling us to do the right things, that's telling us to stop eating junk food, stop worrying about earthly stuff, and worrying about achieving your higher purpose and your goal, achieving your purpose. So I think that's pretty much what that means to me. What about you? What do you think on the religion side? How do they blend together?
To me, I think religion, I feel like, was created to help you navigate through spirituality. I think, like with the Bible, for example, is meant to. It's an allegory, in my opinion. Like, I don't take the stories in the Bible too seriously.
Yeah, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to.
I just really look at it as like lessons, ways to, like, I put myself in Jesus' shoes.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. That's how you got to.
That goes into, like, you heard Christ consciousness?
I think I have, but explain what that means.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. The definition is not stuck in my head at the moment.
Yeah, no, you're good.
I haven't been practicing the spirituality as much as I was, like, quarantine, bro.
Yeah, quarantine, yeah.
But I guess Christ consciousness, in summary, is like just the idea that the Bible was written, the story of Christ was written to kind of show you how you could reach your highest self. So all the little stories have some sort of relation and parallel to you. Like, I don't even.
No, I get what you mean.
Bro,
personally, I get what you mean.
It's something, I promise, bro. Look into it and you'll be like, damn. Like, all these stories, bro. It makes so much sense, and like what it has to do with you, your body, your soul, and your mind. Like, bro, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So now I agree. I know what you mean. I'm not sure if they know what you mean, but I know what you mean because I went to a Catholic high school, and I remember probably my religion class is the class that taught me the most at that Catholic high school. Even though I learned a lot, that's the reason why I'm in the honors college here at San Diego State. But I think that's what taught me the most because I remember my teacher named Mr. Sanders. All my Sarah people, y'all know Mr. Sanders. He told me that you're not supposed. He didn't specifically say the story of Christ, but he said like a lot of the stories in the Old Testament, the New Testament, they're not supposed to. You're not supposed to take them literal. You're supposed to, because who was there documenting? Nobody was actually in the moment actually writing that. But you're supposed to take the meaning of it. Like, just for example, the prodigal son is like. The prodigal son, everyone knows that story. That's about the son kept messing up. His father was there for him. He was disobeying his father. He messed up, finally hit rock bottom, then came back to his father. That's a perfect example of life. You keep messing up, you sin, you do whatever, but you can always come back. You can always come back to your father, which is God. You can always get right with God. So I feel like it's just, they're examples. It's like practice problems that, it's like examples on a test. They show you the example, and then life is the actual practice problem where you're actually practicing it. And then once you pass those practice problems, you get to where you need to be. So that's how I feel about that. And I agree with what you said. Hopefully I can make them understand a little bit more, but we got it on a level, but hopefully they can understand it as well.
I want to give an example of what I mean. When I say allegory, like I 100% agree with you, like with the stories and how they're examples, but the way I see things is kind of like even more like extreme. So, for example, heaven and hell, the way I look at it is like not so much an afterlife thing, but a state of being while we're here. So, when you sin and do all these things, you're on hell on earth. Like you feel like you're in hell when you do all these things. You know what I mean? So I feel like stuff like the 10 Commandments is just a recipe for your state of being on earth. I feel like everything in the Bible is there to help you on earth. So heaven being doing things righteously, you know what I mean?
Doing things the right way.
Yeah. So I think heaven is a state of being on earth and like vibration. I think everything is vibration, so that goes in tune with the chakras. Like the more you sin, the lower down you go. The more you live in on a pleasurable, like you live on a pleasurable plane versus a enlightened plane, the higher you go.
No, definitely. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. I think that's also a good way to look at life, is that hell, even though we don't know what happens when you die, or nobody does until you get there, that hell may not even be real. It's just hopefully hell may not even be real. It's just something, it's an image to show you where you don't want to be, which could serve as motivation to. And even if you get into hell, it's not always the end of the world, because I'm not sure if every religion believes this. I'm pretty sure our religion believes it. I personally believe it, but I believe in purgatory. That, you know what purgatory is, right? That if you make it to hell, you're when you're in hell, God puts you in test again, and you have to pass them in order to get to heaven. So I think that's what it's kind of like. Just heaven on earth, hell on earth is for sure always there. And I like to, instead of thinking of it as hell and heaven on earth, I like to think of it as just like it's two people that's trying to get to me. When I sin and I'm not doing what I need to do, it's like the devil is winning. He's winning the battle. But then when I'm doing things I need to do, achieving my goals, working towards my purpose, being kind, that's God in me. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how I just think about that. I think we covered a lot about spirituality. Obviously we can talk more about it. That's a super, super deep topic. But I don't want to dwell on it too much time, because I don't want to make this episode too long. But I also want to get a lot of good words out, because these are, not to toot our horns, I already said that, but not to toot our horns, we are two knowledgeable black men. So as long as we can inspire and encourage others, and enlighten you guys, that's all I want. So getting into like,
short as hell.
No, I think ours same size. Now you gonna look taller than me. Now you gonna look taller than me. It's okay though. How tall are you?
They don't know I'm 6 foot in real life because of this chair.
And you're only 6 foot?
Yeah.
I'm like 6'3". I'm 6'3".
You been 6'3" this whole time?
Yeah, no. Doctor said I'm still growing though. He said probably by the end of 2020. No, by the summer I'm gonna be like 6'7".
Damn.
Probably go. Yeah, but I might go to the league. I don't know, depending on how I feel. But get into our next topic. It kind of is a segue also with spirituality, money and materialistic things. Now, this is something that I think about all the time because for those that do know, I feel like one of my biggest hobbies. It's not a good. I feel like it's a good hobby the way I think of it.
It's good because you pull it off.
Yeah. So fashion is something that I'm super interested in. I really love clothes. I love buying expensive. I don't love buying expensive things, but I love the things that are expensive. Yeah. And like I think that just materials, money I think it's kind of dangerous. It can be dangerous to your spirit and to your conscience depending on how you look at it. How I look at it is that money is success to me. I've never really like thought about this. I think about it, but not to form an answer. But I feel like money's like success.
You think it's the result of success or you think it is success?
I think it's the result of success, but I don't believe that the result of success is what we should be worried about. I think that the process is what we should be worried about, building good connections, which is fundamental, becoming the best version of yourself. Because once you're the best version of yourself, you don't even have to think about money. Money's just going to come to you all the time. So I feel like I don't look at it as a material thing. I don't look at it as, I need money so I can impress this person. I look at it as it's like a reward for my success because then I'm able to do what I want on this world. But also I prove myself to God that I was able to do things successful. Because you can get money by sinning, but when you get it, it's not gonna last long. It's not gonna last long, and it's not even gonna feel right. Like if I was cheating, stabbing people in the back to get, like, robbing people to get the money that I want, and then I'm buying all these clothes, buying all these nice cars, that's not gonna feel as good as the next person, Johnny over here, who was working hard, who was reading his Bible every day, who was praying for success, and who was actually applying good tactics. So that's kind of how I feel about money and material things, that you just have to know. You have to know that they're material things, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you don't want to get caught up into it. You want to know your higher purpose, and that the best thing about life isn't buying the most expensive car. It's about going through the process, learning about yourself, having fun, and then if it's in your path to buy a Bugatti, then you're gonna buy a Bugatti. You know what I'm saying? And I think giving back is also super important. Sorry to talk because I know you want to say something about it, but giving back is super important as well. That my goal is, when I get, hopefully I can make millions so I can support my family, support myself, travel the world, do things that I like to do. But I also think giving back to even a random person you don't know, not even expecting a thank you, just giving back just because God, he or she is a part of God's plan too. So I feel like giving back with the materials that you have is also super important, if not the most important thing about having money. What do you think about when it comes to money and materialistic things?
Well, just going off of what you said, do you think, like, what are your thoughts on giving and receiving? So like what you're saying, giving back, a lot of people, they have the belief that when you give, you receive, which I also believe.
Definitely.
But what are your thoughts on, I'm not saying that you're saying this, but what are your thoughts on people doing it for that intention?
For like glory, for giving back?
No, like giving so they can get more.
Oh, giving, you know, so you can get more?
Like, how do you think that whole thing works?
Is it in a good, like, the person that's giving is giving in a, like, I want to, like, is it kind of like manifest, like, kind of manifest?
Yeah, they're trying to manifest.
Kind of like trying to manifest other stuff.
Yeah.
I believe that I believe it's the law of attraction that is that what it is? Law of attraction, you give what, I don't know. Somebody fact check me, but like you get what you get out what you give in. So I believe that's 100% true, but you don't want to also be a person that's saying, I have it, I'm just gonna give just so I can get more. You want to actually give out of the kindness of your heart, because it hurts my heart all the time when I see people struggling, and I try and even
money. No pun intended. I said money.
Okay, getting back into it. I gotta edit this. This makes it just a little bit harder to edit, but it's okay. Picking up where I left off, talking about giving. Lost my train of thought completely. Talking about giving. Dang, I don't even really remember what I was talking about. I know I was about to go crazy on some game though.
I think you were talking about like it had to be with the right intention, like the kindness of your heart. And,
oh yeah, okay. So I was speaking about like how it hurts my heart a lot of times when I see people struggling, and I feel like out of the kindness of my heart that I want to give to them. And I think if you have that genuinely in your heart as humans, I feel like we all should have that. But if you have that in your heart, I believe you should give, and then it will come back to you definitely. But when I give personally, I'm not looking for it to come back to me. I'm giving because we're all humans in this, and somebody gave something to me. That's the reason why I'm in the good state that I'm in. So it's like you gotta help everybody, help as many people as you can. And going back to my religion class at my high school, this is one thing that always stuck with me. My teacher told me that the most important thing you can give to someone is not money, not like money or anything. It's your time. Your time is the most important thing you could give to someone. So I believe that in this fast-paced world where everything's always moving, if you could just sit down, listen to somebody's story, listen to why they're homeless, listen to why they're depressed, listen to why they have anxiety, I feel like that's one of the most important things you can give to someone outside of materialistic things. But also, of course, materialistic things help. But I feel like just giving out of the kindness of your heart, specifically time, is one of the biggest things.
Definitely.
What do you think?
No, I agree with you 100%. Time, effort, love.
Yeah.
Man, because those are things that they actually come from you.
Mm-hmm.
Money comes from somewhere else.
Yeah. Right.
I could give someone $5 and be straight.
Right.
But if I give someone some love, it's not like I'm not saying I'm not gonna be straight if I give someone some love, but that actually came from me. That took something from me,
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with that. When it comes to money, in general, I think money, like you said, is a result of what you do. It's like a reward. I think it goes hand in hand with value. So value goes both ways. You have to provide value in order to receive that value.
Right.
And it comes in the proper proportion as well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, definitely.
So I think when you connect money and spirituality, it could either be the root of all evil, like they say, or it could be the greatest reward and blessing for you.
No, definitely.
It depends on what you do, how you manage it, what you do with it, how you look at it. Do you abuse it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, definitely. I get what you mean.
And I mean, I think it's a beautiful thing to like you said with the fashion and all that. Like if I had that type of money,
I don't have that type of money, but I'm trying to get to that level, trying to work to that level. But no, continue. I don't have that, but don't get it twisted. Now I don't have that type of money. I'm still working, but get to what
Jayden said the other day. He said, I mean, this light. It's just like a $300 shirt.
Stop it. I probably did say that, but I didn't mean it in that way. I was just like, sometimes when you work hard, you gotta support yourself, spoil yourself. So,
bro. No, for real. Like what I think though, I think that's a dope thing though, because if that's your standard, the rest of your life is gonna follow that. Like. You're not even gonna be trying.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
If that's the type of clothes you're wearing, imagine the type of house you're about to live in.
Yeah.
Imagine the type of car you're about to drive. Not to say that these things matter that much. But
they don't.
That's gonna be your life though. And that's what you want. You got it.
That's what you want. Yeah. To kind of wrap up that money and materialistic thing conversation, I kind of want to say that I believe money provides you with freedom, but you're forever going to be in jail if your mind's not free. And I believe you have a free mind by understanding what money is, and that it's not the world. Money is not the world. That I'd rather be broken homeless but right with myself and right with God than rich and have no friends and be the worst person I could be. So that you can't have one without the other, you know what I'm saying? So once you get yourself right, then you don't even have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about bills coming. They're gonna come naturally.
Right.
So that kind of wrapped up everything specifically I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to give you the floor to see if you have anything you want to talk about before we wrap up. The camera shut down on me like twice, so I pray that when I go back and watch this, that it's all together. If you're seeing this how you should be, it all went well. But do you have anything like you want to say about, like, anything you might want to talk about, get off your chest about anything before we get into the closing of the part?
Just, I guess, to wrap up the whole life, spirituality, whole conversation, because I feel like they're all related somewhat. For one, just be yourself. First of all, understand who that is and what that means. Two, I would say just understand that everyone is just as similar as they are different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So under the surface, we're very alike. On the surface, we're 100% different.
Right.
So treat people like that and treat yourself like that. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just be you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Definitely. I agree with you. So that is great talks from Fraol. So like always, even though this is my second time doing it, like always, I want to end the episode with some motivation. So I have 2 quotes, and then I'm going to let him, it doesn't even have to be a quote. It could just be like kind of what you just said, a kind of a spiel about just how you want to inspire the people that's watching that may be moved by what you said, what we talked about. So my 2 quotes for today, the first one is kind of short. It kind of relates to what we talked about. Is you become what you think. I believe that the mind is probably the most powerful thing. Like, no exaggeration, the mind is so powerful, because you can be a millionaire, have a millionaire mind, or you can have a suicidal, broke, homeless person mind. And it's really just about what you think, or what you feed yourself, and what you think. And it really goes a long way. And to those that may be watching this or may find this video that may be struggling with their mind, know that it's not easy, but it's not as hard as you think. And even if today you don't feel like being here on this earth today, tomorrow it's always a new day. It's always a new day to get better, feel better. So I think that just knowing that you are what you think is not cliche. That's really a fact. And then my second quote is from Arnold Schwarzenegger, I believe. Strength does not come from winning your struggles. Sorry, I'm reading my handwriting. I'm sorry, I have bad handwriting. Strength does not come from winning your struggles. It comes from developing your strengths when you go through hardships and deciding not to surrender. That is what strength really is. So I believe, like I said earlier, I mentioned that money, being super rich, that's not what you should focus on. You should focus on the journey, about failing, about what you become during your journey. And I believe that's the most important thing about this whole game that we call life. I feel like is going through the steps to become the best version of yourself when it's all said and done. So now I'm going to pass it on to, if it can be a quote that you may live by, or just anything you want to say before we wrap it on up. Is there anything?
I could make up a quote right now.
For sure.
Just because of the conversations we've been having, I guess the quote I'll say today, care about your own mind, body, and spirit more than you care about how other people think about your own mind, body, and spirit.
That's facts. Now that's great.
Yeah.
You want to explain? I know what you mean, of course, but you want to explain what you mean by that?
A lot of us get lost in the sauce of what other people think about us. And how we want to portray ourselves to the world, but how are you portraying yourself to yourself? Self-image, for one. 2, who are you? You feel me?
Who are you? Yeah, definitely.
That.
Definitely.
People don't understand. You could really create who you are, and it goes back to your quote too. Like, bro, just think about, okay, who do I want to be? What do I want to be? I'm not saying who as in someone else, but
what version of yourself? Yeah, that's clear. You want to be. Good thing you mentioned that, because you don't want to be anyone else. You want to be the best version of yourself.
Right.
Definitely. So I agree. I think that's a great quote that ties back into everything that we talked about, really. So just closing it down, I want to say thank you again to Fraol. He's the best. He had to be my first guest. He had to be. He's the first of many, but he had to be my first guest. And don't think that he's not going to come back on here, because he'll be back on here soon, especially when I'm running out of people to have deep intellectual conversations with. He'll definitely be back on here. We might have to let loose a little bit more, talk more little bit more goofy because this talk was a little bit serious, but
It could get crazy.
Yeah, we get crazy, but I kind of wanted to, just for my second episode, I kind of wanted you to see the serious side of myself and dig into my mindset and why I'm even starting this podcast in the first place, is to achieve the highest version of myself and also change the world with this. So that's pretty much it for the podcast. Before we leave though, I want to shout out your social media again for anybody that would like to follow you. Of course, I always say this, that you don't have to follow me. Following me, I don't want to beg anyone to follow me. Like, if you want to follow me, you can follow me. If you want to show love, you can show love. But it's just always good to get your social media out there. So set it up for us.
FRAOLYAD, Fraol. Yeah, that's Instagram and Snapchat.
Yes.
I just want to say one more thing before we get out of here.
Say it.
This guy right here, Prodigy, bro. I'm saying, y'all don't understand.
Prodigy is crazy.
He is like 50 years beyond his years, bro. Like,
so I'm trying, man. I have so many good. I thank God every night for the people that's around me. That's one of the things that I always thank God for, is because there's so many people out there that have a negative circle around them, but thankfully I have people around me, like friends of mine, family of mine, that support me and that are keeping me on the right track, and that's the reason why I am who I am. So that means the world to me that you think that of me. It's kind of like my OG here, even though he's only 2 years older than me. He's like my OG here, so it means a lot coming from him. Do you have anything planned, like any big projects coming up that you might want to speak about, anything of that nature?
Nah, I have a lot of things planned.
But you want to keep it under wraps.
I want to keep it under wraps.
Yes, that's how I was with this podcast. So I feel you. But be tuned. If you follow him, you'll definitely be able to learn more about his projects, what he has going on. I want to say thank you again. I think this is a very good episode. Once I get past the editing all the time, the clips cut out, this should be probably my best video up to date. But hopefully when I get well versed in this, that this can still remain as one of the best videos. Matter of fact, no, we want to top it. You're going to come back and we're going to top it. But thank you so much for everything. I appreciate it, for all the wisdom. We'll continue to just be great, both of us. So we're going to wrap it up here. Once again, my social media, it'll be on the screen. My podcast one, and then my Instagram. You'll be able to find that. But thank you guys for tuning in. If you made it this far in the video, I love you. And I hope that everyone has continue to have a great rest of their day. Be blessed and be nice to people. That's the end of the message. All right.
And
have
smile.
a good one, y'all.
Smile.
Smile. Have a good one, y'all.
Could you make it out and never have it die? You should have been on your lesson. Damn, nigga, what's the deal? What we getting into? Acting like a bitch, put his wig into. Whole city and this bitch fucking with it too. Wake up wrong side of bed in a really bad mood. Whole face going red, put a bitch on snooze. Don't be walking in my way, you ain't getting excused. I don't give a fuck, hey, what you wanna do? Little super